in Dhahran. Charles?
Just lost the line.
We hear the sirens and we can see you,
Hello.
Charles.
This is Charles Jaco in Saudi Arabia. Right now, the air raid sirens are going off again. We're being told to clear the area. The last time it was a drill. This time we're not sure if it is a drill or not, but everyone's being told to clear this area and get out of this area, get into the shelter in the basement of the area where we are. Right now, the only information we have that's updated is from the Saudi military, who say there was a mammoth airstrike against Iraq, and so far, at least until now, no trace of any retaliation from Iraq. This may be it. We don't know. The last time it was a drill, but the Saudi military says it's been a mammoth Allied airstrike against Iraq. Charles Jaco, CNN, reporting live from Saudi Arabia.
All right, Charles, we do hear those precautionary sirens in the background. Let's return now to Baghdad. I'll remind you that at the Al Rashid Hotel there, a 14-story building, Bernard Shaw, Peter Arnett, John Holloman.
For Baghdad, well, I hesitate to say an air battle. There does not seem to have been any Iraqi aircraft fighters in the sky. We have seen no dogfights that could resemble anything like that. It looks like the Iraqi Air Force has not been able to get in the sky tonight. Maybe they were one of the first targets hit, Bernie.
And for our viewers, just to paint the picture for you where we are physically right now, we are in the hall on the floor, and we can look through open hotel doors to see either side. And it has suddenly fallen quiet again over the skies of Baghdad.
It has done so a dozen times in the last hour and a half, Bernie, and this lull is usually broken by more bombing. John?
That's right, Peter. Wave after wave of attack coming in here to downtown Baghdad. But we have so many correspondents arrayed around the globe at this hour. We would like to hear from more of them, so let some of them talk for a little while as we wait for the next wave of attack, which we'll do our best to bring to you. John Holloman with Bernie Shaw and Peter Arnett live in Baghdad.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. We definitely will be back with you. Let's go now to the White House. The President of the United States is going to speak to the nation in a little more than a half an hour, and Charles Bierbauer.
Well, the President has been in the Oval Office throughout the evening. We're told that National Security Advisor Brent Scowcroft is in the Situation Room here at the White House and keeping the President apprised. Also told that the President is able to have instantaneous communication, if he wants it, with General Schwarzkopf, who is the U.S. commander on the ground in Saudi Arabia. A couple of points. As we know, the President was watching television shortly before 7 o'clock. Officials say there was some concern about the attack being aired live on television, but the President, as he watched and heard the reports coming out of Baghdad, noted that things were moving right on schedule. That's when the announcement was made here. Marlon Fitzwater, in briefing reporters, was asked just what the objective is. Is it to get Saddam Hussein? Mr. Fitzwater spelled out the objectives this way, saying it is to get compliance with the UN resolutions and to free Kuwait. Although some officials here have indicated that indeed Saddam Hussein would certainly be at risk in a bombing attack on Baghdad. Again, the President working on that speech, actually a speech that he has been working on for a couple of weeks and that he has written pretty much himself. It'll last 10 to 12 minutes. One last point, Mr. Fitzwater asked if there's now relief here, said relief is not the word. The word is anticipation, that indeed there will be several days of hard work lying ahead. As you can hear, Mr. Bush will speak at 9:01. David?
Is a 9:01 hard start. Thank you.
Okay, Charles, thank you very much. We're going now to Richard Blystone in Jerusalem. We'll be back with you later. Richard.
It's going to be live. David, we have with us here in the CNN office in Jerusalem a high-ranking member of Israel's cabinet, Ehud Olmert, the Minister of Health. Let me ask you first, Mr. Olmert, was Israel informed of when this attack was going to take place?
Well, I was not entirely surprised that it took place tonight, that I can say.
Now, intelligence about the movements of Iraqi missiles and aircraft was of supreme importance to Israel in these last weeks. Can you talk about how you managed it with the United States?
Well, first of all, we have our own intelligence, which is not so bad, and we have tried as good as we could to find out exactly. And it is not a secret that we have very good and close relationships with America, and there was a constant flow of information throughout.
Now, your aircraft, Israeli jet aircraft, have been flying 24-hour cover around Israel's borders, a sky shield for several days now. Obviously, you weren't entirely confident that all of Iraq's missiles could be stopped.
Oh, no. In fact, right now, I'm not sure that they are entirely stopped. And as you know, we are on an alert situation. The Israelis were advised not to leave homes. And the gas masks are very close to everyone. I'm carrying one with me now. And we are not certain that it will not happen.
Now, as Minister of Health, you had an extra special interest in the missiles or bombers. At this point, you don't feel that the risk is entirely over?
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, all our systems are ready. All the hospitals have been alerted. And we have bought special drugs in the last few weeks to make sure that in case there are some people wounded, we will know how to treat them, both for chemical weapons and for biological weapons. And the danger is not over yet. Everything can happen.
But what you had to be prepared for and what you really expected would be two different things. Can you tell us what kind of Iraqi response did you really expect? Did you expect it would be devastating?
Look, we know that they have ground-to-ground missiles which can reach Israel. We know that they have chemicals. We know that they have biological warheads. We know that for some time they have been threatening Israel to be the first target. In fact, they said it. Saddam Hussein said it, and Tariq Aziz said it very explicitly, that the first target for the Iraqi missiles will not be Saudi Arabia or Kuwait, but Israel. And we had to take it very seriously. So in fact, we have prepared ourselves for the worst possible scenario. We have prepared ourselves for a massive number of casualties, and we did everything possible in order to address ourselves to this. We bought lots of medicines. We have installed in every hospital in Israel detoxicating, purifying systems, so that if people will be hit, they will be washed and brought to treatment afterwards. And the whole country is ready and is very much aware of the danger.
Just one last question, Mr. Minister. How long is it going to be? What are you going to require as evidence before you stop carrying around your gas mask?
Well, I guess that when it's quite clear that Iraq is totally defeated and they are totally incapacitated by the American tech, then I think we'll feel a lot more confident.
Ehud Olmert, Israeli Health Minister, thank you very much. Back to you, David.
Richard and Minister Olmert.